All right, guys, welcome back to the show, guys. It is me, 80 Summer for 4. So today we'll be doing the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League reaction. Now, I'm still not feeling the best. I'm still kind of sick at the moment. I have kind of recovered a bit. I'm not as sneezing as much as I was. However, I do have a runny nose, so it's still not the best. So as I said, hopefully you guys don't mind, and yeah, we're gonna still go ahead and do this, man. We're gonna go ahead and do this. So let me go. Let me go tell people I'm live. So. So yeah, so man, there's that. Okay, there's only one place to start, guys. It is the Champions League. Let's start with the Champions League first, guys. Champions League. So we're gonna start at the 2-minute mark, and this will be a short stream, guys. Short stream. It won't be too long. Probably around 30 minutes, I'm guessing. And yeah, so let's go do the Champions League first, guys. Champions League. So let me go and share my screen. Hope you guys can see it. All right. So here we go, guys. Here we go. We have the Champions League matches. I mean, for me personally, let's go with each match. Let's do that. Let's just look at this. Let's start with the first match we got here is Real Madrid Chelsea. Wow, Real Madrid Chelsea yet again, man, for the third consecutive time in a row. How many times do these two teams play against each other, man? It's ridiculous. I think these two teams have played against each other the last 3 seasons in a row now, guys. It is absurd. Yeah, if I'm a Chelsea fan, this is probably the worst possible draw you guys could get. Worst possible draw you guys could get, because the thing is, Chelsea have not been great this season. Real Madrid, while they themselves haven't really been that great, Real Madrid is still Real Madrid. You still never want to write up upon this team. And we saw what Real Madrid did against Chelsea last season. Real Madrid gave Chelsea some life, the second leg when Chelsea were 3-0 up, of course. And we know Real Madrid ended up making it 3-2 at the end. So, yeah, I just think that for me, for this one in particular, obviously Real Madrid are the favorites, and I'm not saying they aren't. But I wouldn't sleep upon this Chelsea team because, like I said before, guys, Chelsea in the Champions League always raise their level. They always raise their level in the Champions League. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick poll. Which match are you most looking forward to in the UCL? So, we're going to put Real Madrid Chelsea. And then we're going to put Man City Bayern. And then Benfica versus Inter. And Milan versus Napoli. So yeah. So as I said, guys, I just think it for me, for Real Madrid, man, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, man. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, man. So, yeah, where is everyone, man? Where is everyone? So, as I said, man, for Real Madrid Chelsea, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I'm not going to give a prediction right now, guys. Obviously, it's way too early, but you would say Real Madrid are the heavy favorites. Real Madrid are, of course, the heavy favorites, and you would expect them to advance. You would expect them to advance, guys. Next up, it is Manchester City versus Bayern Munich, guys. Wow, what a matchup that is. I'm really looking forward to that one. I've been waiting for UEFA to finally give Manchester City Bayern Munich, and this is the one I love, guys. There's so many narratives to look at. Pep Guardiola narrative, Cancelo narrative, Leroy Sané narrative. This is the match I'm actually most looking forward to in the Champions League quarterfinals. I think for me, this is a fantastic match. Brilliant end-to-end football with both these teams. Both these teams play they're both really good domestically speaking. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how Bayern shapes up this one, because Manchester City, man, they've been going out in the Champions League in the semifinals the last couple of editions. So for Bayern Munich, man, are they gonna make a semifinal? Because they haven't made the semifinal since they won the Champions League, which is kind of worrying, I would say, if you're if you're a Bayern fan, of course. So yeah, I mean, for this one, man, I'm just really excited to see how the attack of both these do because I'm looking at Bayern Munich. You have like the likes of Sade, you have the likes of Musiala, Thomas Muller, etc. Whereas Manchester City, you have the likes of obviously Erling Haaland, who just came off scoring 5 goals against RB Leipzig. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see what happens there, guys. So yeah, like I said, man, there's that. Sigma, we're gonna read your. Let me read your comments real quick. Well, good fight against Nice. Let's see if they can win the UEFA Conference League. Sigma says, "Dude, I'm the only person here." Yeah, I don't know where everyone else is. Where's everyone else? I thought more people would be joining us right now. Unfortunately, not everyone is here, man, which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe more people might join as the stream goes on. But yeah, share the stream with your friends, guys. Share the stream with your friends. Let's get more of you guys in the chat, man. More of you guys in the chat, man. More of you guys in the chat. So, yeah, man. It is what it is, man. All right. Next one we have here. It is Benfica, Inter Milan, Benfica versus Inter. Actually, let me say the favorites for Manchester City, Bayern Munich. I would imagine most people would probably pick Manchester City as favorites. I think Man City might be the slight favorites, although I wouldn't count Bayern off. I think it's close. I think it's 50-50. I wouldn't really say either team is like, I don't think there's a favorite per se. I think it's close. But I would slightly maybe edge it. I think more people would probably pick Man City as favorites, though. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, moving on to Inter versus Benfica. Benfica versus Inter Milan. Wow, what a matchup this is. And if you're an Inter fan, you're loving this draw. You honestly, I think they're happy with this draw. And I think Benfica is also happy too. I think both teams are pretty happy with the draw that they got each other. And it's kind of an interesting one because neither of these teams were even expected to make it this far. Some people didn't even expect them to both make it out of the groups. Some people had them going out of the group stage, both these teams, which is pretty interesting. So I think for this one, guys, it's gonna be very interesting to see how Inter does this one because obviously Inter Milan this season in the Champions League have been pretty good, and they've had a knock of knocking big opponents out. They knocked Porto out, they knocked Barcelona out, my club, of course. And let's see what Inter could do because, like I said, guys, my problem with Inter Milan is that their away performances have been really, really shaky in the Champions League. I was not impressed, especially against Porto. Like they were defending for their lives for the last couple of minutes. And now they're going up against another Portuguese team as a Benfica. In my opinion, Benfica is better than Porto. So if they struggle to beat Porto, I don't know if they could. I don't know if they. I don't know how comfortable it will be for them against Inter in particular. Benfica. Sorry. So for this one, guys, I still think it's close though because you can make an argument for both teams here. But I think Inter the second leg at home is being very, very crucial there because the second leg is going to be at Chelsea, Bayern, and Inter Stadium. And I just think for Benfica, man, they have to win the first leg in Lisbon. Because if they don't win the first leg in Lisbon, I don't see Benfica winning away in Italy, of course. So that's a good matchup. I would slightly edge with, I think you can make an argument for both teams. I think it's close. I would say 50-50 to be honest with you with that one. Maybe slightly edge with Inter, but you can make an argument for Benfica as well if you want. So, yeah. Okay, next up is Milan versus Napoli. The last Champions League game, guys. What minute are we on? We're on 9th minute. So we're gonna end this. We're gonna end the Champions League part in around 2 or 3 minutes from now. This is a good matchup. I really like this matchup in particular. I think it's a great matchup. We have two Serie A teams playing against each other. And the beauty with this was that we're guaranteed to see an Italian team at the semifinals. We're guaranteed to see it, guys. Which is really, really nice because we haven't had the Italian team in the semifinals for some time now. And with this, guys, we're pretty much guaranteed, guys. Guaranteed, which is amazing. So, yeah, I just think for this one, guys, I would slightly say Napoli might be the favorites just because the fact of how they've been doing the Serie A this season has been amazing. Look at players like Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia has been amazing, Kim and Jay, Lobotka. And this Milan team, they've been pretty good as well. Now, I don't think Milan have been as good as they were last season. I think last season they were significantly better. Defensively, they were amazing. And Leao was really good in form. This season, Milan have taken a huge dip, and they haven't been as good as they were last season. So I would slightly say the Milan, you could make an argument that Milan could still do it, guys, with their UCL heritage they have. But I think for Milan, they have to win the first leg. They have to win the first leg because that's at home for them. And if they don't win the first leg, I don't see how Milan can win away in Napoli. Although that being said, last season, both teams did win away against each other. And I believe the game after international break, I think Milan and Napoli play against each other, which could be a very interesting game to see how both teams approach that and so forth. So right now, I would say Napoli are the favorites, but you can't sleep upon Milan, guys, because of their UCL heritage, of course. You know, they made it this far, and so let's see how they could do, man. Let's see how they could do here, guys. So, yeah, as I said, guys, what do you guys say to the chat, man? So I think I read all the chat messages so far. Once again, thank you, Sigma. You're pretty much the only person that's watching right now, so I do appreciate it, man. Thank you for watching. Hopefully other people can join us soon. And yeah. So, yeah, let me see what you guys are saying. I think I said everything I need to say in the Champions League. Okay, so I think we're done with the Champions League part, guys. Do you guys have anything else to say in the Champions League? Because I personally don't. I think that's enough on the Champions League. And yeah, so we'll discuss more in the coming days. But yeah, these are just my quick reactions. Okay, now let's go to the Europa League next. Europa League next, guys. Wow, we have some great matchups. Great matchups here, guys. So I think for this one, guys, it's gonna be interesting to see how the first one, the first matchup goes, like United versus Sevilla. Now, for me, for United, man, they keep getting the Europa League. They keep getting the Spanish teams, man. Like, is United pretty much going to eliminate all this? Are United going to pretty much eliminate all the Spanish teams? Because that's crazy, man. United got Sevilla. And let's be real, guys. Sevilla this season have been terrible. They haven't been great this season so far. But what I like to say is that Europa League heritage is very, very important. They have insane pedigree in this competition. They're amazing in this competition. And fun fact for you guys, whenever they reach the last 8 of the Europa League, they have always went on to win it. So you can't write upon the Sevilla team. And they do have the second leg at home, which could be very crucial, right? But at the same time, though, I think for United, they have to I think if they can win the first leg by a big score margin, then I think they're in a great position. Because if United don't win the first leg by a big margin, I think Sevilla could honestly make a comeback against them at home. Because Sevilla, as bad as they have been, they've been really, really particularly bad away from home in the Europa League. They haven't really been bad at home. In fact, they've been good in the home. They've won the games in a convincing manners. It's just the away form for me for Sevilla is really my question mark with them. So that's why I don't trust Sevilla. You know. Oh, yeah, I forgot to look at the bracket, guys. We'll go back to the Champions League thing because I do want to show you guys the bracket. So, as you guys can see, these two teams are going to play against each other in the semis, and these two teams will play against each other in the semis. I believe it's laid out that way. So we could have a Milan derby. We could have Real Madrid versus Man City. We could have Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. We could have a Napoli, Benfica. And yeah, a lot of different stuff. Anyways, let's come back to here, guys. Sorry, I just remembered that it's also a semifinal draw as well. Here. So, yeah, as I said, though, guys, make sure you guys smash the like button. Let's try to get 10 likes for today, even though we don't have a lot of people today. Let's still try to hit 10. I think 10 is very doable, guys. I don't think it's that hard. So, yeah, just let's try to get 10 likes, guys. 10 likes. And I'll be reading your comments, guys. I'll be reading your comments. Don't worry, guys. So, as I said, man. Okay, so next up it is Juventus versus Sporting. Now, this one, guys, Juventus, you should be a little scared here because Sporting, for me, is a really underrated team, guys. Even I underestimate this team. And you just look what they did away to Arsenal yesterday in the Europa League. The fact they're able to go in the Arsenal Stadium to secure a draw and pretty much dominate them for majority of the game, midfield-wise, made me really impressed because Arsenal were not able to control that midfield whatsoever. And I look at Juventus, their in particular midfield options aren't very good. You have like the likes of Rabiot, you have the likes of Bentancur and these kind of players. Actually, I don't think Bentancur is there anymore, but you get the point, right? You have Rabiot and these kind of players, Locatelli. And I feel like for Sporting, they can honestly dominate the midfield battle. And the second leg is going to be, I believe it's going to be ends Portugal as well, which Juventus this season haven't really been good on the road. They haven't been good on the road, despite them beating Freiburg and Nantes, of course. So for Juventus, man, this is what I could see them getting bounced. I really could see Sporting knocking them out. Now, I think the big concern for Sporting, though, is Ugarte is going to be suspended for the first leg, which I think is a big, big blow because he's one of the most important players of the team, guys. He's very, very crucial to how the team functions and everything, and he's a very, very fundamental player. So I think that's going to be a blow for Sporting in particular. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they replace him in particular. That being said, for favorites-wise, I think you can make an argument for both teams. I think this is 50-50. I wouldn't say I think more people would slightly edge with Juventus' favorites, but you can't sleep upon the Sporting team, man. For Juventus, man, they have to win this. They have to go all in for this competition because we don't know if it's likely they're not going to get top 4 this season, Scudetto. So, they have to put everything in this Europa League basket, So, as I said, man, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens there, man. Very, very interesting there. See what happens. So, yeah, I'm going to read your comments, guys. Read your comments soon in a bit. So then next we have is Leverkusen versus Union Saint-Gilloise. This is a matchup where I honestly wouldn't count Union ASG out. They've done a fantastic job to get to the stage. And the fact they eliminated Union Berlin pretty convincingly at home is pretty commendable. And I just think that for this Leverkusen team, as good as they have been, I feel that defensively they're still very vulnerable. And that's my problem with this Leverkusen team is that Xabi Alonso has done a great job with this team, of course. But the big concern with them is that they keep leaking chances for other teams to score. And that's my problem with this team is that defensively they're not very solid. And that's where my big concern with this team is that can they keep a clean sheet? Can they do it? Because I know they kept a clean sheet against Ferencváros, and I know they kept a clean sheet. I think did they keep a clean sheet? I think they kept a clean sheet against them at home, maybe as well. I have to double check. But let's be real, guys. Ferencváros is not on the same level as Union Saint-Gilloise. Union Saint-Gilloise is significantly better. So I would probably honestly say that Union Saint-Gilloise Leverkusen are probably the favorites. But don't be surprised if there's being upset because Union Saint-Gilloise have the second leg at home, and they're a really good team, guys. They're a really good team. I like the player Bonafis they have. Tuabi has been good. And, I feel like for this Union Saint-Gilloise team, I honestly could see them getting past Leverkusen there. I wouldn't be surprised, per se. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, guys. And, yeah, man. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. Okay, so let's go read some comments, guys. Never mind. Someone else came. Yeah, I think I'll be the only one. Remain the only person on this live. Weird UCL drop. Top 4 teams left side of the outsiders. Other someone. Yeah, that is true, man. It's actually a good point. You make there. Metal City. That we can have one of Benfica, Inter Milan, and Napoli will be the Champions League final. We're gonna have an underdog pretty much in the final for sure, guaranteed. And so that's pretty interesting, guys. I have to say. Sebastian Football says, "Come on, Basel. Come on, AC Milan." Bielly says, hello. Thank you for joining, Bielly. Now for the final game, guys. Feyenoord versus Roma. The revenge of the Europa Conference League final. Remember, guys, last season, the two teams played against each other in the Europa Conference League final, in which Roma won 1-0. However, I will say this, though. Feyenoord looked really good. Feyenoord looked really good in that final. And I will honestly say Feyenoord maybe have slightly improved. You have the likes of Santiago Jimenez, who's been a good on form. Jahan Gabash. Then, And I think for this Feyenoord team, they have a great coach. Slot is a great coach. Andre Slot is a great, fantastic coach, another underrated Dutch coach as well. And for Roma in particular, my issue with Roma is that their away form has still not really been good enough. Like, they haven't scored a single goal on the road this season and against Salzburg and against Real Sociedad. And so I think for Roma in particular, though, they are lucky that they are for the second leg being at home is definitely a huge advantage. And I do think Roma will definitely be favorites because of that advantage. But I wouldn't put it past Feyenoord, guys. I wouldn't put it past them because they've been fantastic this season, especially at home. And they know how to win their home games by big margin. They look what they did yesterday, guys. They won 7-1 against Shakhtar Donetsk. I know it's Shakhtar. But still, man, it's still pretty incredible that they were able to beat Shakhtar by that big of a margin. I don't think many of us expected them to do that. So, I think for this one, guys, I would say Roma is a slight favorites, but I wouldn't put them past Feyenoord because I do think Feyenoord have a chance to do this, guys. They do have a good, decent chance to do this, man. So, like I said, man, there is that. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the Conference League, guys. Conference League. So, do you guys have anything else to say on the Europa League before we move on? That doesn't seem like it. Anyways, we're about to end the stream anyway. So let's go to the Conference League, guys. Conference League time. So let me go ahead and see if I can make the screen a little smaller. There we go. Oh, that's actually okay. This is good, I think. All right, so 21:58. Okay. So let's go to the Conference League. The first matchup we have here is Lech Poznan versus Fiorentina. Lech Poznan, for me, have been fantastic in this competition. They've been amazing in this competition. They just won 5-0 against Djurgården, 3-0 away, and Sweden, which is pretty incredible. And I feel like for this Fiorentina team, of course, they're the favorites. I'm not saying they are. And this is the first time that Lech Poznan even made a European quarterfinals. Like, that's the first time they've done this in history, I believe. And so, for this one in particular, guys, I wouldn't put it past Lech Poznan, but I think they have to win the first leg at home. Because I think if they don't win the first leg at home, that's going to be a big, big concern. Because Fiorentina this season at home have been pretty solid, And so I would slightly edge with Fiorentina. I think Fiorentina is definitely the favorites, of course. But I wouldn't put it past Lech Poznan because they've been amazing this season, man. They've been amazing. And they just look really good, man. Just look really good, man. So I've really been impressed with that, man. So, yeah, man. There is that. All right. So let's go and move on to the next one. We got his Ghent versus West Ham, guys. Ghent, man. What an incredible achievement for them to get this far. And, of course, Orban, man, the guy that scored a hat trick against Istanbul Başakşehir here. So for West Ham in particular, man, they have to go all in for this. I think West Ham know that this is pretty much it. If they don't win the Conference League this season's a failure. This season is a massive disappointment because of how poor they've been doing this season, domestically speaking, in the Premier League, and where they're trying to battle relegation as well. And for Ghent, man, I think it's going to be really, really massive that they have to win the first leg, I think, for Ghent. And it's going to be very interesting to see what Ghent does, guys. And, yeah, so for me, for this one, well, of course, West Ham are the favorites. There's no denying that. But you can't write off about this Ghent team, man, because they've been amazing this season. Of course, when you have Orban that just scored a hat trick for you recently, you still have you're in a good chance, man. You always have a chance. So, he might do it again, man. Maybe he might do it again, man. We'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, man. Okay. Next wave is Basel versus Nice. Now, for this one, guys, Basel this season for me haven't been that great. I know they made it this far, but I'm still not really convinced with this Basel team. Whereas Nice, on their hand, been looking amazing. Nice have been amazing this season. I really like what this Nice team has been doing. I look what they're winning going Sheriff, Tiraspol, and they were fantastic in both games. And yeah, this Nice team, man, they're a solid team, man. They're a well-functioning team. And for this Basel team, I just worry for them in the defensive aspect because I feel like they've been conceding too many goals or conceding way too many chances in particular. But you have to give the credit, man, for Basel to come back from a 2-0 down against Slovenia Bratislava to make it 2-2. It's pretty commendable for them. It's pretty commendable. So I would probably say that they can do this. Of course they can. But do they have enough in the tank though? Because like I said though, for Basel, man, I think for them, man, if they can win the first leg, they're in a good position. Because the second leg, I believe, is going to be away in France, if I'm not mistaken. So let me actually go ahead and double check that real quick. Hopefully I'm not wrong when saying that. So, because I do believe that they're going to play the second leg away. Oh, yeah, second leg away. So, yeah, for Basel, man, let's see, man. Let's see what they can do, man. Let's see what they can do. And then finally, the last one we have is Anderlect versus AZ Alkmaar. Maybe the best matchup on the round so far, based on pure quality, because I think there's an argument they can make for both teams there. Anderlecht have been amazing this season. They knocked Villarreal out. One of the favorites for this competition. So, you can't sleep upon this Anderlecht team. And while they've been struggling domestically speaking, I think they're going to go all in for this conference league. Sort of like what West Ham's been doing. Like, just go all in for this competition, So, for this one, guys, I would probably say that AZ Alkmaar are slight favorites, I would say, because they have some good players. Obviously, Pavan Elise has been amazing. And then obviously you also have some good players, as well as the fact that you have Carlson, Matthew Ryan as well. And yeah, this AZ team is really underrated, guys. This AZ team could also make the final. We saw last season we had an Italian club versus AZ. So we could see Fiorentina versus AZ in the final. And so that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And so, yeah, I would say AZ are slight favorites. I would say they're the favorites. So let's go look at the bracket, guys. So as you guys could see, so we could potentially have a Man United versus Juventus in the semifinal. We could have Sevilla versus Sporting, guys. Union St. Gallen versus Roma will be pretty interesting. And the Feyenoord versus Leverkusen could be really interesting as well. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, I mean, it's going to be interesting what happens, guys. I would, like I said, the Europa League is going to be interesting. Then, we could have a United versus Roma final, guys. That would be insane. Imagine United versus Roma final, guys. Oh, snap. That would be crazy. United versus Leverkusen final could be interesting as well. Or imagine you get a United versus Feyenoord. Ajax played against Ten Hag played against Feyenoord, So that could be interesting. Then for the Conference League, guys, we could see a Fiorentina versus AZ final, as I said earlier. We could see a West Ham versus Nice final, which would be pretty interesting. Imagine we could get a Basel versus AZ final. How crazy would it be? There's a chance that we can have a non-top 5 league team win this, guys. There is a chance, guys. There is a chance. Anyways, I think I said everything I needed to say on the stream. So we've been here for around 28 minutes, which is kind of what I roughly planned to. I roughly planned to do around 30 minutes. I didn't really, obviously I can't do that much longer because, I'm sick right now at the moment. So not feeling the best well. So yeah, you can always watch the replay. I'll put the time stamp description below if you guys watch the replay. Hey, yeah, comment up with thoughts. Anything else I missed in this today's stream, guys? Anything else I missed? I feel like I've said everything I needed to say. So, yeah. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happened there. Very, very interesting. So, yeah. Any last thoughts before I head out, guys? I'm going to give you guys maybe 2 or 3 minutes before I head out, guys. 2 or 3 minutes. So yeah, we're at 7 likes, guys. Let's try to see if we can get 10 likes before we end the stream, although I don't think we're going to have enough time. Who knows? So we might have enough time, although we're going to have to wait and see, man. We're going to have to wait and see. So, yeah, we're going to end the stream in around 40 seconds from now if you guys don't have anything else to say. So, anyways, I think I'm going to end here, guys. You guys don't have really a whole lot to say, it seems. So, thank you guys for watching today's stream. Like I said, if you're new out here, consider that subscribe and like the stream if you did enjoy. Comment your thoughts in the comment section below of your thoughts on this games. And real guys, the next stream will be on Sunday when I do a El Clasico post-match reaction to the on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope I get to you guys then, man. And yeah, stay tuned, guys. I'll give prediction videos when the games get closer because I believe the games are April 11th, so we still have some time to do. We still have some time before the games begin. So let me see. Oh, one last comment. So okay, Needs. Okay, Edit says Napoli winning the CL. You just joined too late, man. You joined too late. You can always watch a replay though. And you can also, you can always watch the replay, man. So I'm sorry, man. I have to I'm probably gonna head out, guys. Probably gonna head out. So, well, anyways, we got 8 likes, which is good. So I think we're gonna end here for today. So, as I say, consider becoming a member of the channel by clicking that join button. Of course, share the stream with your friends so we can get more of you guys. We can get share the stream with your friends so we can have the channel grow. And yeah, check out my other platforms in the description below for the timestamps, of course, and tags, and of course, platforms. And yeah, like I said, man, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.